Hey everybody, Tom Jorgensen here at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm here with Jim Vejvoda. We're reacting to the pretty shocking news today. Some tweets from James Gunn's past have surfaced online, and they say some pretty disgusting things. Jim, do you want to maybe tell us a little bit about that?
James Gunn has been fired by Disney off of the Marvel franchise Guardians of the Galaxy, which he wrote and directed the first 2 volumes of. They were supposed to gear up to do Volume 3. He is fired off of that. About 10 years ago, he tweeted a lot of rape jokes and pedophilia jokes, and it was a series of different ones, and they have resurfaced, and there are screen grabs and all that out there, and they're not funny, and then they are subject matters that one shouldn't joke about. But there was a conservative website that resurfaced them. James Gunn is very vocal critic of President Trump. He's very, he's been very outspoken on a lot of issues.
Not afraid to share his
No,
opinion,
but he's, and he, last night, basically, it came to a head. Conservative media people were saying that he should be confronted at Comic-Con. And then, so James Gunn tweeted out a series of statements saying, I'm not like that anymore, and that, he was kind of a provocateur. Well, that didn't solve anything because this morning he was fired.
Yeah, and that's a sort of defense that has less and less validity these days. We're living in times where people are starting to be held accountable for their actions and their words online and off.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I mean, this is something that Marvel just really wants nothing to do with.
Yeah, and the statement came from Disney, the parent company, and Disney lays down the law.
Yeah.
And Disney also owns ABC, and they fired Roseanne Barr over a tweet of hers. And there is a political dimension to this. Roseanne Barr is right-wing, James Gunn is left-wing. You can't fire a right-wing person for saying provocative things and offensive things if you're not going to hold a left-wing person accountable.
Yeah, and you know what? At the end of the day, that's a very good thing, because this is something that these are values that everyone should hold. Left, right, political leanings don't matter here. Something our fans, of course, are very curious about. Probably, how does this affect Marvel going forward? Because James Gunn was very deep into prep for Guardians 3.
Yeah, I mean, he's written a first draft. He's was rewriting it, everything. They're supposed to start filming in the fall for a 2019 release. Obviously, that is all up in the air now. Now, it's not the first time Marvel has replaced a director at pretty late in the game. Ant-Man went through that, but James Gunn's vision and his voice are very singular, and his stamp is all over Guardians Volume 1 and Volume 2. And beyond that, he's a key creative figure in the MCU. He collaborated with the Russos on the Avengers movies. He's not going to be an easy person to just replace. Fans have already started tweeting, oh, get Taika Waititi to replace him because he did Thor Ragnarok. Well, Taika's filming his own movie right now, and that's about a year of his life that he's already neck deep in. So there's no real easy solution for this, but Marvel will find a way, and now the question is the quality of the movie and the imprint of James Gunn on that movie. And it's a very different reason, obviously, and a far more kind of serious reason for James Gunn's departure from this project. But it's kind of like Solo. Lord and Miller got fired pretty deep into actual production, and then you have to bring in somebody else, and how much of their vision and their stamp is left on that movie is a question that people will always have, and we'll find out.
Yep. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, it is probably good that we are keeping the dialogue a little more civil and really moving away from these kinds of statements being okay. James Gunn, sort of the latest casualty of that. For more on Comic-Con, please be sure to keep it right here on IGN.